baby girl running on my...
Hi guys, welcome back to another video here at FUT-IQ. I'm here with Diego. My name is Max, and today we're just going to do a quick little podcast about, I guess, the football world a little bit, about everything. We wanted to start off with the game on Wednesday that we had between City and Palace. An important game for City and overall an important game for the league since they are still contending for the title with Arsenal. I believe they're still 2 points behind. They did win 3-0, and Phil Foden had a really good game from what I saw. I was at work at this time, so I didn't get to see the full game, but I've seen the highlights, and it was a pretty good game from City.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I think that Palace, we're not necessarily talking about Palace here because of the title race, but Palace this season has been so mid compared to last season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they're still somehow in the European final.
They are,
in the Conference League final.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see that and see if they get to.
They have a pretty good chance at winning it, in my opinion.
Yeah, against Rayo Vallecano.
They are the better team, in my opinion, and I think that they'll get it done, and they'll be in the Europa League next season, even though, like as you said, they've had a pretty mid-season this year. I do believe that they sold, important players, and they bought players that maybe haven't lived up to the expectations.
Yeah.
But I think that overall they're not a bad team.
Mm-hmm.
But City did, obviously destroy them 3-0.
Yeah,
Phil Foden is back, guys. That's what everybody's saying. And I mean, it's crazy to me because before this, I was also thinking like, man, what's going on with Phil Foden? He hasn't been, playing a lot. He's been on the bench, coming in as a sub more often than not. But I was looking at some numbers on my Instagram. I get a lot of soccer stuff on there, and I guess he's had like a very similar season to Palmer and Saka. And that's not to say that that's a good season, because it's not. Because I think both Saka and Palmer have had bad seasons when you compare them to previous seasons. But he has the same numbers, basically.
Yeah, 7 goals, 5 assists, 7 goals, 5 assists, and Saka getting the same numbers.
No, but Saka gets a lot of praise. I think Saka is because lately that's when he's been doing it. In the last couple of weeks,
he was injured, and then he came back and just like did his thing against I
don't even know, but he's been playing better the last couple of games. And Palmer has kind of had a mid-season compared to those last 2 seasons. He hasn't been living up to what we expect from him. But I think everyone was like kind of like, oh, where's Foden? Like, who's the real English star boy? And it's not to say that he is, but he's up there with the same stats or at the same level as the other two.
It's going to be interesting for Tuchel to see. Obviously we got like the pre-list, right? But even then, it's going to be interesting to see the 26, 23.
Yeah, because I believe that there's players, if you're the English coach, there's players that have had better seasons than all 3 of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You do kind of want to go with maybe the player who's having the better end of the season, which maybe in this case it could be, Foden or Saka over Palmer. Palmer hasn't done too much.
Which I think it doesn't really necessarily matter what trophies you win, right?
No,
it matters
regardless of that.
Of
there's going to be English players that haven't won anything that are probably going to be at the World Cup because they've had good seasons. And
it should be like that. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of people saying like, oh, but he won the EPL, he should be called up, or he won the whatever.
I think that regardless
to a point.
I think regardless, Tuchel will probably call both or all 3 of them. Not that I don't think he should, but he probably will. I would be surprised if any of those 3 are not in the squad. But there's just so many of them. Even outside of the league, there's Jude Bellingham, who is a great player, but who hasn't had the best season. And he did have an injury as well. They've all kind of been injured and not playing very well. And there's other players that kind of
and I see that they say, or I see like Instagram posts, people saying like, oh, Palmer, one season wonder, but it's just like,
I don't think so.
And it's not even as a Chelsea fan.
It's not even as a Chelsea fan that why I don't think that. I just think that you have 2 really good seasons. Obviously, when you're an up and coming player, the opponents don't really know who you are. They don't know how you play. They don't know how good you are. So Palmer kind of took advantage of that in the first season with Chelsea, and he kind of carried that season because he had a lot of freedom. And I also believe the system, that maybe Pochettino had at the time was better suited for him. He was also hadn't been injured this season. He was injured. He's kind of been this whole time. He's kind of been wanting to get back into shape, wanting to get back into, I guess, full match fitness. He has been getting the full 90 minutes in the last couple of weeks, but he's barely starting to get back. The team's not playing well. There's like so many things that just haven't gone well for Chelsea that affect the players. And obviously Palmer's one of them. You do expect a little bit more. From what I've seen, as you guys know, We are Chelsea fans, and I watch basically most of the games. And I mean, I see how they play, and like Palmer is a part of the problem.
But he's not like
he's not the problem, but he's part of the problem. But I believe that he's still a very talented player. But as we were saying, City win, and they kind of keep up with the race still, depending on what Arsenal does. They could, if Arsenal ties.
They have an easy game. It's against Burnley, bro.
Yeah. But if they tie, then they're tied with points.
Yeah.
And they lose, obviously. City has a chance at being first place, but I mean it's very unlikely. I was looking at the betting odds, and the odds are totally in favor of Arsenal. If you are a betting man, maybe you put in $5-10 on Burnley to win, because you will get a lot of money back.
Sadly, that Burnley's already officially relegated.
Yeah,
I feel like if it would have been like another situation with like West Ham or Tottenham, this would have been a really interesting game.
Yeah, if they were fighting to stay up, probably.
But,
I mean, we'll see. You hope that these players are still fighting for pride.
Yeah.
Not only that, if I were a Burnley player, and maybe this is not all of them, but I would hope that as a professional soccer player, if you know that you're in a team that's going to go down a division and you're unsure about your future there, I think you got to ball out the last couple of games, hoping that either one of the teams coming up or one of the teams that are kind of that mid-table to lower table team that's going to stay up will sign you this summer.
So you don't really want to go down a division.
Yeah, I think there's too much to lose as a player. Obviously, like if you go down a division, you'll probably get less wages, probably less like deals and stuff. So I think it's important as a player. I would try my hardest to play well. Yeah. So that maybe
even just to make Arsenal look bad, and even just for the banter,
I would, because I don't like Arsenal. So hopefully some of these players don't like Arsenal.
Hopefully there's like a Chelsea fan or even
you never know.
City fan, low key, just like what. Let's
you never know who. I mean, a lot of players they play for a certain team, but they're fans of another team, especially the English players. So hopefully Burnley doesn't just sit back and take it out. Hopefully they put up a fight. If they tie, that would be great. Obviously not great for Arsenal fans, but that'd be great for me since I definitely do not want Arsenal to win.
Today also Villa, Liverpool, that was crazy. 4-2, bro.
That was a great game. I actually got a chance to watch that game. And it was honestly a really good game from Villa. Liverpool had a lot of mistakes in the back. We saw Soboslai commit a really big mistake in slipping, which I've kind of seen that play before. Liverpool fans will know what I'm talking about. A little, road down memory lane there with Gerrard, who slipped. And obviously this time around, they're not fighting for the league. But it's still a crazy slip from Soboslai. And honestly, Ollie Watkins had a really good game. Rogers had a really good game. McGinn had a really good game. Overall, I think Villa deserved the win for sure.
Good. After they also beat Forson to Nottingham Forest in the semis too. They've been scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah, they've been scoring, and Buendia's looking really solid. A lot of their players are looking better now. It was kind of funny. Again, maybe you guys know, maybe not. I'm also not a huge fan of Liverpool. But it was kind of funny seeing Harvey Elliott in the stadium. And they were saying, like, Liverpool doesn't want him. He's on loan at Aston Villa. They don't want him, so he hasn't been playing. So it's funny. Both of his teams, like the one he's on loan and the team that actually owns him, were both playing.
Crazy,
and he's not playing for either one of them, which is kind of sad. I thought it was sad, but also funny because,
It's kind of crazy seeing Virgil as their number 9 scoring 2 goals. And
Virgil scores 2.
Not even one of the strikers.
Liverpool didn't look good today. The only player that I could say looked good, from my opinion, you guys can disagree with me, was Rio. I think he's the real deal. I was DMing a friend who's a Liverpool fan, and I was like, "Yo, this guy's special," and he really is. So I think that
Can't believe Chelsea left.
Yeah, he left the Chelsea academy, and I think he is the real deal. I think that he's super young, he's super talented.
He's like 18.
He's very quick. He has, and he does what a lot of wingers don't do nowadays, which is go forward. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you get the ball, where you get the ball, go forward. He goes forward. It doesn't matter if he has 1 or 2 players on him. He goes forward. He attacks.
Yeah.
We see a lot of these wingers. They get the ball, pass it back to the left, back to the right back, pass it back to the midfield. Very, very rarely cross. If you cross, it's a bad cross. They don't really go on the 1v1, 2v1. Rio, for now, hopefully he doesn't change. I do see a lot of Liverpool players giving him crap I did see that today. I don't know. I hope his coach lets him be.
20
But-
defeats for the coach. That's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
I mean Liverpool haven't been doing good. I heard a stat. I don't know if it's true or not. It was the announcer of the game was saying that I think it's the most goals that they've gotten scored on in a season in the last 33 years or something like that. They've gotten a lot of goals scored on, even with what I would consider, or what I would have thought is a
52
solid
goals
defense.
against.
I think they have like 70 something in total in like league, Champions
Oh
League,
yeah,
and everything.
maybe. But just in the EPL, it's just 52. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
But you
bro.
have really good. I mean, you have Van Dijk still, who's maybe on his way out, because not on his way out of Liverpool, but on his way out of his prime. He's getting older.
Yeah.
Konate, who's a good center back. And then I think your backline should have been good. You signed Frimpong, you signed Kirkes, but I think they just haven't lived up to the hype.
Yeah,
That's not to say that they're bad, but they haven't had a good season, and they've gotten a lot of goals scored on. I also think, again, my point of view, you guys can disagree again. The goalie Marmardashvili, whatever his name is, I think he could have done a little bit more in two of the goals. He had some good saves. He had a really good save against Watkins, but I think, I think if Alisson was there, he might have saved one, maybe two.
He's a world-class keeper, man.
Yeah, I think Alisson's barely getting back from injury, but I did hear he might be leaving to Al Hilal or one of those Saudi teams. We'll see. But anyways, Liverpool obviously lost 4-2 today. And it makes the Champions League race a little interesting because now Villa is fourth, meaning, and it doesn't matter for Chelsea anymore, so I kind of don't care, but meaning that Aston Villa being fourth, if they win the Europa League, sixth place is no longer Champions League, from my understanding. Bournemouth, or Brighton, whoever gets sixth, as long as Villa is not fifth, I don't think sixth goes into the Champions League anymore. They go to the Europa League, which is still good for both of those teams because they haven't been in Europe. Well, I think Brighton was in the Conference League not too long ago, and maybe the Europa League too. But Bournemouth, I don't remember seeing Bournemouth in the Europa or Conference League.
I don't think about Brighton either.
Brighton has, I'm pretty sure. For sure, Conference League and probably Europa League not too long ago. And I think I know that only because João Pedro had like a Europa League FIFA card or something like that I remember using or seeing.
Once, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, 2023, 2024 Europa League.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy ball now.
No, I mean, it just hasn't been that long ago.
No.
And I do remember that FIFA card.
In 122 years of their history, they've only been once. That's why the other day I made a video and it was like, it's the highest that they've ever been in the EPL, and it was just like fifth or sixth at one point in the EPL.
Well, they're a very solid team.
Yeah.
They've had a similar season to Chelsea, but somewhat better results by a couple points. And honestly, like Chelsea, just to talk a little bit about Chelsea really quickly, they play tomorrow in a final against Man City in the FA Cup final.
It's going to be tough.
And it's pretty early here in the U.S., at least where we're at. It's going to be at 8, so we're going to be waking up a little bit early. Not that early, but a little bit early to watch the game.
And then after that, Tuesday against Tottenham.
It should be. Let's talk about the final. Chelsea needs to win, and the reason being that even if City, they're playing for pride to maybe get a title this season. But they have nothing else to gain from it other than I guess the title, which is important. But Chelsea are playing for the European qualification as well. I think if they win, they go into the Europa League, which is very important for Chelsea. Disappointing because it's not the Champions League, but I think the Europa League is a good competition for Chelsea to be a part of because I think some of those players still need to develop a little bit. Obviously, you would want them to develop in the highest competition, which is the Champions League, but I think this is better than nothing.
Yeah, because this season it really showed that some of the players, you could say the coaching staff or whatever, but I think some of the players, like what you're saying, aren't ready for that Champions League because we got destroyed against PSG this year, and yes we beat Barca, but like that was like one good game, and overall in the Champions League, and overall in the Champions League we didn't have really much of a good run. It could have been a lot better with even just the players we have. We
say we didn't have a good run, but we had the same run as Barca.
Yeah,
we got out in the same round as them, and they're a solid team. So I don't think that we had a terrible Champions League season. I just think that as last year we won the FIFA Club World Cup. That maybe we expected more, obviously, and the beginning of the season for Chelsea was pretty solid too. So it was disappointing.
And honestly, a lot of problems or a lot of the reason why we're at where we're at is because of the ownership and like how they're.
To an extent, yes. There's been a lot of changes in the managers. Obviously, right now,
We don't need
whatever his name is there, Callum McFarlane. No, McFarlane. He's there as an interim coach. He's not been doing a bad job. I think they had a really good game. Again, I say really good game, but you tie against Liverpool last week, where they tied 1-1. Where they didn't look bad. Honestly, Chelsea played. Chelsea played better that time around. Obviously, then we have City tomorrow. That's going to be a really tough game. I think City against Palace, they kind of rested some players, which was kind of interesting. But obviously, like, it worked out because they have a really solid team, really solid bench. So I mean, you put Marmoush in as a starter, you have Haaland on the bench, Semenyo in. Cherky,
let's solve the game.
Foden. You have Doku. You have so many players. Reinders, who's always on the bench too somehow, and he's a great player.
Easily can start in any other
teams.
team.
Yeah. So they rested some of their players, not fully because they did come in as substitutes, but they're going to be well rested for tomorrow's game, and it should be a good one. I think if you're Chelsea, you know that you're playing for your entrance or for your ticket to the European football next year, which again I think is important because I do think you still get some money. And obviously the competition is good to have. You still play teams that are pretty solid all around Europe. Not the best, but still pretty solid. So I think it's very important for Chelsea to get the win. Obviously we're going to be tuning into that one. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
What are your predictions for tomorrow?
Honestly,
besides like the fact that Man City, title race and this and that.
Yeah, so not biased at all.
Yeah, not biased at all.
That's tough, man. Even if I were not a Chelsea supporter, if I was just a Manchester United supporter or whatever it was, I wouldn't know who to go for just because Chelsea is such a weird team where they can play really bad or they can play really good. Like they're so
inconsistent.
It's like a bipolar team, bro. Like sometimes they play, they're so inconsistent. Sometimes they play so good, and you're like, oh, they're up there with some of the best teams in the world on that day.
Yeah.
But then they play against whoever it is, against
play Sunderland, and you have a hard game.
Yeah, or you lose. Yeah. You get destroyed by Forest, or you get destroyed by Brighton.
3-1.
Lately, Chelsea's been getting scored on a lot, so I do expect a game where maybe Chelsea concedes 1 or 2 goals. The only positives where I would also maybe be a little bit more doubtful about the result in favor of City is because I think Levi Colwill is back, Reece James is back, which obviously they're very important for Chelsea. So knowing that and going into the game, knowing that these players are back for them, I do think that overall Chelsea's going to be a stronger team with those players. And I think that this will maybe be a game that goes into, I think they might go to overtime. Yeah. If there's overtime, I believe there is.
Yeah, there is.
If not, they'll go to PKs, but I think they'll probably go into overtime. I don't see either of these teams really winning by
destroying
the other. I could be completely wrong. We could see City destroy Chelsea. If this was Enzo Maresca's Chelsea, I would say there would be also a chance for Chelsea to destroy City because again, Enzo Maresca knew City very well.
I mean, this guy does too. I think he was part of
I don't know. Maybe he was
17. Maybe he coached
but I don't think he knows him as well as Enzo. Yeah. But obviously, we're not in the Enzo era anymore.
Yeah.
So this is a tricky game to call. Maybe City are favorites. I would say so. I would say City are favorites for the final tomorrow. But obviously, I think that Chelsea will get it done either in overtime or PKs. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea has a lot to work on during the summer. There's a lot of players that need to get out.
Most of them, honestly, keep like 5.
Yeah, a lot of players. No, but a lot of them need to get out, and we need to sign some players. I think that we get this summer to make some transfers, and then we're banned for, I think, 2 years. So, if not more, I can't remember. I think it's just 2 years, but hopefully this summer we get some things done that will be positive overall for the squad. If we lose tomorrow and we're not in Europe at all, I need to see top 3, top 2 next year in the league because you're not playing for anything else other than that. If you
gotta do what Man U did this season.
Yeah, basically. And hopefully a little bit better.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's just what we wanted to say real quick about Chelsea. Obviously, we haven't really been talking about them a whole lot since they've had terrible results.
And what's interesting with the end EPL here, what's interesting is who's going down. The relegation zone right there. We got West Ham and Tottenham. Yeah, well, you were just saying Chelsea has Tottenham on Tuesday. I'm gonna see if I can watch that game maybe because I don't know. I'm sorry to be a hater,
but I also don't like Tottenham. Like I feel so bad because I feel like there's very few teams that I can say that I like. Yeah, because obviously I support Chelsea, but I hate Tottenham. I think just out of hate, pure hatred for the rival, since they're both London teams, Chelsea needs to beat Tottenham. I don't care. I don't care how. You have to beat them. I don't even if West Ham. Let's say West Ham loses their game. I mean, as well.
It's against Newcastle.
Yeah, they might lose, and maybe Tottenham gets saved at the end of the day. But I don't care if you're a Chelsea player or a Chelsea fan. You know that the last couple of years we've had some battles with Tottenham, and honestly, I hate Tottenham. The only player that I used to like that played there was Son. He's not there anymore, so I have no. I will get a lot of joy out of beating Tottenham and a lot of joy out of Tottenham going down a division.
Yeah, man.
There's going to be so many memes. Richarlison, all of them, man. Even Xavi Simons, who should have signed for Chelsea, chose to go to Tottenham. Now, obviously, he's injured. So
that's terrible.
Feel bad for him. Yeah. But also, if he goes down a division, that's crazy.
Where do you go after that, bro? You have to leave, or do you go down?
I think a lot of their players would leave, maybe.
Who's even going to want to buy them, though?
Yeah.
Xavi Simons with the ACL.
There's going to be teams for sure. But there's a lot of players there. Madison. There's a lot of good players. I don't know how they're where they're at. Van de Ven, Romero, Vicario. There's a lot of good players.
Who do you think goes down though? West Ham or Tottenham?
I think at the end of the day, West Ham goes down.
Yeah.
I think that will happen at the end of the day. I hope Tottenham goes down, but I think it'll be West Ham. I'm kind of sad. We talked about it. I'm not sure if the video's still up, but at the beginning of the season, we made our predictions of who was going to go down. And obviously, we kind of got a few of them right.
I got one that's terrible wrong now looking back, but Brentford. I had Brentford, I had Burnley, and I had Sunderland.
I don't remember exactly who I had, but I remember saying
you had
Wolves.
You had Wolves.
I don't know if I said Burnley, maybe. I'm not sure. But I know for sure. I'm kind of sad about that because I didn't want Wolves to go down, but we've seen it coming. I mean, this is the second year that they have had a pretty terrible season.
Really
nothing to save from it. I mean, Wolves, man, what happened to you? You know, you used to be not a great, but you used to be a very competitive team.
Even competing in European competitions.
Yeah.
Raul Jimenez and
they were a solid little team, man. Yeah, very sad for me at least to see Wolves go down a division.
That's a team that you actually do like.
Yeah, I like that team. I would have rather so many other teams go down like Sunderland, Leeds, Forest, Brighton. No, not Brighton. Sorry, Brentford. I like Brighton. Obviously, Brighton have also given Chelsea a lot of players. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, there's more games. Who else plays? I mean, Arsenal, like you said, plays Burnley. That should be a win.
Bournemouth City
for Arsenal. Bournemouth versus City. That's a good game. Bournemouth wants to win that to
get some European competition. And then also Everton Sunderland, which would be a boring game, you'd think, but they're also trying there to compete for some European competition.
They could. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting there to see who gets European competition right there. Europa League, Conference League for these two teams that haven't even played that at all in very recent years. So there's going to be new teams.
I mean, depending on the results, like out of the next two games for Chelsea, it's hard to keep talking about Chelsea, but that is my team. I mean, they go up to, if they win 50, 51, 52, they could maybe get up to 55 points, which is the amount of points that Bournemouth has right now. And if they have a positive on goal difference, which they could, because they have +6 and Bournemouth has a +4, Brighton has +10. So depending on the goals and everything, if Chelsea can win, they could hypothetically be 6th.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, there's still a chance to get into the Champions League. The only way, again, is if Villa gets 5th and wins the Europa League. Obviously, very unlikely, but I do want to say there's still a chance.
Still hope.
If
we still pray.
Yeah, but so many things have to happen. Like Bournemouth needs to lose, Brighton needs to lose, Brentford needs to lose.
It's like asking for a miracle. And
No, Chelsea completely lost their chances on their own. They depended on solely like themselves and their results, and they've completely lost it. I mean,
it's all on
6
them.
games.
It's all on them. 7 games almost in a row without winning.
6 or 7, something like that, but for sure 6. So we'll see.
And the drought too, with like 1,000-something minutes without scoring until Joao Pedro scores that crazy bike.
Yeah, that's a long time without scoring. Also, did want to mention right now, like the stat leaders. Haaland has 26 goals. Igor Thiago is up there surprisingly with 22 goals. Semenyo up there with 16 assists. Bruno Fernandes with 19. He could break that record, maybe. He needs to get 2 assists at least.
Apparently, there's a curse going on, man, because none of the players have overpassed.
A lot of players
20.
get close.
Ozil got to like 19. De Bruyne got a 20, and I think that Henry has 22. Those are the top assisters.
Yeah, a lot of players have gotten close, but haven't been able to do it.
I do say he's the guy that does it, though. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know.
2 games left. Bruno Fernandes. I think he got
tough.
it. I think he got it.
They play Forest and Brighton, so there's a solid chance. I'll say that. There's a solid chance. He is one of my favorite players. And he has been for some time. I don't want anyone.
Which today, or not today, but recently, which I agree with, Tosin and Palmer, even though Tosin's trash, they asked who's the best player in the EPL
of the season.
And they said Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, which I agree with. I think he needs to win that trophy as the best player of the league this season. Player of the season for sure.
And if not the best player just of the season in the EPL, yes, I dare say one of the best midfielders in the world right now. I'm not saying the best, or maybe, but one of the best.
He's one of the best for sure.
And somehow that is like controversial. People are gonna.
Not for me.
I know, but for the majority of the people, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Pedro."
People who don't know anything about soccer, maybe that's controversial for them. But if you know, if you've ever played, that's the thing too. So many people just watch and have never touched the ball in their lives. If you've ever played football, somewhat competitively, maybe not pro, but somewhat competitively, whether it's high school, college, or even competitive club soccer, and you see what Bruno Fernandes does, the types of passes he does, the vision he has, the touches, the shooting ability, even the crossing ability, everything, you can tell he is up there with the best midfielders in the world. And he has been for years. I mean, this is a player who has shown, again, I like United. But this is a player who has shown that he's very, committed to being a United player. He could have left. He could have left for money. He could have left for glory. But he decided to stay at a team that's been mid for a while. Bring it up a little bit. They've had solid seasons with him. I mean, I think they were second 2 or 3 years ago with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And sorry for my pronunciation
21,
but I believe they were second. Yeah. And he is a player who's been really solid for United. There was a time where like maybe a couple of people were saying that he was a problem for some reason, but heck no, he's not a problem. He's a solution. I would want him on my team. He's a solid player. He gets a lot of assists. He gets goals. He's a captain. He's a leader. You can see it on the field, man.
He makes Cunha and looks and Bembo look good.
Yeah. But they are good.
No, even better than when they actually are.
He makes the team better, and you want players like that.
Yeah.
You want a player who makes the team better. And he's someone who unlike maybe, I don't know what to call it, he needs like Mbappe. He's a player like Enzo, in my opinion, also. Enzo does this where I'm the captain, boys, don't worry though, I'm running, I'm defending, I'm going for it, I'm trying my hardest.
An example.
Come with me, He's leading by example.
I'm doing it, so you better do it.
Not only is he the captain, but he leads on the field as well.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the passion.
The commitment, like you said.
So I love seeing that. Again, he's leading the stats for assists. He's got 19 assists, and Turkey has 12, who's had a really good season. And he's a really good player. Then Bowen also has 10. That's kind of surprising for West Ham, who's fighting.
Bowen needs to go to like Man U or something. No way he goes down with West Ham.
Oh, if they go down, he's going to Everton.
I think he's gotten like 20 like in overall like
20 goals and assists for like 5 seasons or something like that.
Gosh, bro. Like how?
He's a good player. Well, for example, guys, this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm sorry we're kind of all over the place. This is a player that needs to go to the World Cup. If you're English and you think Saka, bro, even Palmer, and I'm a Chelsea fan, it's kind of hard to say, but even Palmer, Foden deserves to go to the World Cup more than Bowen. You don't know ball. And you're just taking them because of the name. Not because of the way that they play. Bowen has had a good season. As long as he's injury free and everything, and he's good for the World Cup, he needs to be there in that squad. Maybe he doesn't start, but he's a really solid option to be in the bench. This is good. This is good. I like Eze. But he needs to be at the World Cup. Yeah, even if he's not starting, like I said. We're gonna look into this red cards. Just leading the red cards, Romero, of course. 2 red cards. It's not a lot. But anyways, guys, that's the EPL. We wanted to talk about that a little bit. FA Cup final tomorrow. Other than that, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Yeah, the World Cup's coming up in a month. We're gonna try to be making some videos before it starts to kind of maybe talk about all of the teams a little bit. So look,
our predictions, who we see going through the knockout phases.
So look out
It's
for
gonna
that.
be interesting too with having not only just 2 teams but 3 teams going through from the group stages. Because there's more teams, you know. So that does change to see what goes through. I think.
Yeah, and we'll see. It should be very interesting, and it should be a pretty good World Cup. I think that there's so many teams that got a lot to play for. Obviously, Ronaldo with his last World Cup, Mexico, since the World Cup is being held there, and then the U.S. and Canada. The U.S. also has a lot to play for. Argentina, Messi, Neymar with Brazil playing Neymar's there.
Just hopefully the politics and everything that's going on doesn't ruin this event, man.
Yeah, I think for now, what we've heard the most from people, and even including myself, is the ticket prices are insane. I mean, and that could be a whole other video in itself because.
We'll just dabble into it.
Yeah, well, I'll just quickly share something. Like for example, guys, I grew up watching soccer. We both did. And you watch the World Cup every 4 years, and it's an event that you watch on TV, right? Because for us, growing up at least, and even now, there's no chance I'm going to Brazil, Russia, Saudi Arabia, wherever, Qatar. I mean, there's no way. There's just no way that I'm
South Africa.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go all the way over there. I don't have the funds. I don't have the money. I don't have the ability to go all the way over there. So now you hear, oh, the World Cup in 2026 is going to be in the United States, which is where we're at.
Mexico.
And Mexico, Canada. So it's close. It's right here. It's literally right here. We live in Utah, so there's not games necessarily here in Utah, but there's games nearby.
6 hours away, 12 hours away.
Which you would think you could travel to. But the thing is, again, if you're not rich, it's not very affordable. You would have to use up a lot of your money. At least my money.
Donate an organ, you know.
Yeah, you just need to. Yeah,
donate an organ or two. Maybe
you would have to save a check or two just for your ticket. Just for your ticket. That's insane. That doesn't take into account gas prices right now. $5 a gallon. Gas to get there, or a plane ticket,
Airbnb,
or,
hotel,
place to stay, food, everything. And if that's one person, you're talking $2-3K. For one person to go to one game. And
imagine being a dad.
And it might not even be a game that you want to watch. It might just be like a...
Netherlands, Tunisia, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Netherlands is great, but, like, it's not your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to go watch your team, man, it is absolutely insane, some of the tickets.
And not even just here in the United States. Like, honestly, overall, even in Mexico, we talk about family members. I don't even know if a single family member from Mexico is going to go watch Mexico play. And they live in Mexico City, so
I mean,
that says a lot.
The group stage... They're saying they start for $380 or less, depending on the games, right? But the games that are at that price are games that are like no offense, that people don't want to go to. That maybe people will go to just because it is the World Cup, but they're not games that people are looking forward to. Like, let's see, just a quick example: Mexico versus. Obviously, the first game is going to be really expensive because it's the first game. But let's see, Mexico versus Korea, ticket prices. So this game's going to be in Guadalajara, and let's look at it.
Or Guadalajara for you English folks.
So one ticket, $2,700 in the highest section.
Bro, I'd rather watch it on my tablet.
Not pesos, not pesos, not Mexican money, no. Dollars, US dollars, $2,700 US dollars. To watch it from all the way at the top of the stadium.
I bet you can go to Cancun or like a beach and spend that for a vacation
for a week. Yeah. So guys, again, sorry to throw in so much hate maybe in this video, but I hate this. I hate the fact that.
And you're not even gonna go watch it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go watch. I'm gonna be watching here on my TV, man, because this is ridiculous. Imagine you're a dad and your dream. Right? Imagine now we're a dad and my dream is to go to the World Cup with my kids, and I got two kids and a wife, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Oh God,
you're looking at
World Cup.
You're looking at around $9,000 to $10,000 for just the ticket, man. Just the ticket to sit at the highest spot in the stadium. That's it. Not your travels, not your food, just the tickets. That's absolutely insane. If these seats are full, I mean, shout out to FIFA for making all this money, but. Man, I'm not paying that, and the thing is, maybe this is turning into, at least on this side of the world, maybe this is turning into a rich people's sport. Because I was of the thought, or of the idea my whole life, that football, soccer, however you want to call it, was a poor person sport.
Yeah.
You just need a ball, and then 2 goals or posts
Two
or
rocks.
rocks, and anyone can play anywhere.
Yeah.
So the fact that a soccer ticket is $2,800 for the cheapest ticket, it's not okay with me.
Sad.
And that's just one quick example. Obviously, it is a Mexico game in Mexico, so I understand that there will be cheaper tickets at other games, but this is insane. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. The World Cup is coming up. We're looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm still very excited, but definitely going to be watching from my TV at home.
And there's some downsides about it, but yeah, for sure, there's gonna be a lot of entertainment, a lot of great games, and hopefully, Mexico does a good thing and really does show up for the nation and for the community. But yeah,
and the U.S. as well. I mean, we're hoping the U.S. goes far. The U.S. hasn't been doing too hot, but U.S., Canada. I mean, I'm going to be supporting
Davies, bro.
I'm going to be supporting the local teams.
Jonathan
obviously.
David too.
If the U.S. can make it far and Mexico and Canada can make it far, that would be great, just to show the world that there is good soccer or good football here on this side of the world.
It's not just Europe.
Yeah, we have really good
Or
players,
South
or South America. I know that historically Europe and South America have been very dominant. Obviously, the World Cup winners have all come from either Europe or South America, but I think that there is good level here. It's gotten better over time, and I think that it'll continue to get better.
As long as they don't focus on the money, but that's gonna be hard to change.
That's a whole other talk. But
yeah.
Anyways, guys, we're gonna end the video here. I'm not so sure how long this is, but I just wanted to talk about a little bit about everything, I guess, and we're looking forward to tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. We'll be dropping more videos soon.
Mm-hmm.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.